What up, y'all? Rap Critic here, and it's about that time to talk about the worst lyrics I've ever heard in the past month. But before we get started, this show is sponsored by viewers like you. So to thank you for your support, patrons get to see this and all my other content first. That includes podcasts like the latest Boondocks episode review we just dropped, plus songs I'm working on, playlists, and more. Also, patrons get half off on all requests on my Ko-fi site, so if you want to request a music live stream all the way up to a main Rap Critic review, you get access to all those at half the price. Plus, on top of all that, you'll get to join the Patreon Discord, so what are you waiting for? Click on over to patreon.com/rapcritic and get in on the RC Extended Universe out here.
Drop my draw dick and hang with my feet. Watch your daughter, dog, put her on the meat rack.
All right, well, someone's daughter could still imply that they're over 18. It's just the wording is very vaguely insinuating.
Videotape, R. Kelly shit.
Okay, now it's pretty directly insinuating.
Blind ass bitch told her she was celibate.
And now you're angry that the girl isn't a virgin. Okay, well that just set off the Diddy alarm. All right, take this song to Perv Jail. Get it out of here. Haven't seen a predator make themselves known this fast since one screamed in Arnold Schwarzenegger's face.
Yeah, right, medieval.
All right, so for this next guy, I wanted to dig a little more into Korean rap and what's going on in the scene over there. But, I can't just listen to BTS. At this point, you don't get cool points for knowing their songs anymore. You gotta go more obscure to prove you're a real worldly music listener. That's right, I'm not just listening to RM or J-Hope or, the rest of the boys. See, I'm also listening to, what's a good name here? Debo, eh? Well, I'm going to be optimistic about that being a possible Friday movie reference, so let's check them out. I mean, look, from my experience, Korean music seems to vacillate between two extremes. Either it's a song that absolutely sonically encapsulates the peaks and valleys of the vibrant yet intimate sensations of love, or it's totally rando honey butter flavored dog shit. So let's see which one this is.
Keep me going, get you darling. 긴장해 하루 종일 운전대를 붙잡아.
Well, okay, this kind of vaguely sounds like a love song. Let me turn on the caption so I can see what the Korean parts are.
눈 기분 전환, 이 냄새가 고독해. Happy Valentine.
Alright, I see a little bit of irony going on here. It's Valentine's Day, but he's got the breath of a lonely guy. It's a little odd, but maybe it makes more sense in Korean. Which is the problem I have with reviewing foreign artists. Like, I get requests for them all the time, but you never know what cultural significance to the phrasing you might be missing.
백신 나고 난 silence. 답답한 순간 교통경찰관 내 손을 잡아 꽉.
Is he, getting arrested, maybe? Maybe it's like, oh, he's feeling raw because his girl left him on Valentine's Day or something. Am I giving this too much credit here?
배처럼 눈물 삼아 비비는 스타일을.
Okay, well, I know what that means. Yeah, I'm getting the sneaking suspicion this might not be one of the deep tracks. That said, that's not that it can't have anything fun going for it. I mean, so far it's built up this kind of interesting imagery of being clearly about this down bad ass out dude on Valentine's Day, so much so that the traffic officers gotten involved.
Right around my town, daddy, right around my town.
So wait, is he riding in the police car?
헐설설. Yeah. 헐설설.
A horse? Look, I'm just trying to find the correlation for why it's being brought up. Because otherwise, what? Is it just because he said riding around my town a few times? I'd say it's a broke down Korean version of Old Town Road, but BTS already did that well with Seoul Town Road, so I guess it's more like your Korean parents telling you they've got Seoul Town Road at home. Okay, well, I don't know what sticky has anything to do with the horse, but please don't tell me your suggestions. I've already got the images that I'm trying to block out.
Get that, matter of fact, I get paid. Get that, I prepare. I'm just saying.
Okay, now see, I want to give this the benefit of the doubt here, because it's a translation and not in my language, so maybe there's some context missing here. Oh, what? That part's in English? Okay, play that again.
Get that, matter of fact, I get paid. Get that, I prepare. I'm just saying.
So that's actually what he's saying? Well, that's clearly just a bunch of random bullshit, but okay.
I get respect. Understand me, understand me, understand me.
Whoa, what in the fuck was that?
Understand me, understand me.
How do you squeal and belch at the same time? Well, if anything, the guy's got range. Now, from what I've heard, apparently this guy got some traction for a little bit in South Korea because he was on a rap contest show and his performance was just so bizarre and bad they thought maybe it was like his version of what America's trap mumble rap style sounds like, so they let him pass for a few rounds before kicking him out.
I get respect.
I highly doubt it.
Understand me?
Honestly, barely. Like, look, I'm trying to respect that there's a language barrier and everything, but even with the translation, this is some wackadoo sounding shit.
Fighting in your area.
That was in English and means exactly what I think it was vaguely alluding to, doesn't it? Okay, let's just move on. So this track is called Discombobulator Bobulator, and strap in folks, cause this one's a doozy. And an especially preemptive apology to my Chinese listeners out there for this next one, cause we're about to get into some good old-fashioned 80s flavored racism. And it's a shame, cause it starts off so innocent at first.
Every morning I wake up, I eat Captain Crunch. Eat the same thing for dinner and the same for lunch.
I mean, he clearly needs to switch up his diet a little. But then it quickly devolves into cartoonishly silly bars about how much he hates his pet cat.
Go downstairs and I kick the cat. I leave him alone if he caught some rats. Me and the cat, we don't get along because I used to have a hamster and now he's gone.
And I know what you're thinking. I just apologized to Chinese people right before mentioning a pet cat. But it actually doesn't go there. At least not yet, anyways. No, the song is actually made up of 3 completely different stories, and this first one with the cat sets the exact tone for the kind of humor you can expect for the rest of the track. Although, there is this weirdly specific detail.
The goddamn cat was on the kitchen stove. I crawled on the floor in my nice clean clothes.
Like what? Why would you need to crawl on the floor to get to a kitchen stove? They're pretty commonly accessible for standing in front of. Unless, like, the only thing he's got is one of those camper stoves, which would make his life sound even more pathetic.
I swung at the cat, tried to break his jaw, but he was too fast. I scratched him with his paw.
But yeah, then we get to the ultimate conclusion of this story.
So I took the itty bitty cat outside, started spinning around, thought what's the use? Then I threw the fucking cat on the goddamn roof.
Now, you get it, right? It's shock rap, where the point is to make you have the what the fuck reaction you have to it. Yeah, well, like that. We then get the second story, which is sort of a hip-hop flip on a nursery rhyme.
Little Jack Horner sat down in a corner, writing on the wall. His mother came, slapped him in the back of his head and said, "You have no sense at all."
And to give him credit here, he does use it as a moment to reflect the conflict of taggers in the 80s who were dealing with hate from parents and local authorities before graffiti was considered a respectable art form.
Despite of the fact that he was a tad needy, it took up a life of writing graffiti.
And the story unfortunately ends with the Jack Horner allegory indeed getting arrested for the victimless crime, incidentally to the tune of the Jeffersons theme song.
Now he's up in the big league, serving his time for that. Getting screwed in the butt every day of the weekend, you know something wrong with that.
Whoa, and just when you think you swung around that gay panic joke, we bump right into the hip-hop equivalent of...
Racist Disney movie scene.
Chinese food can be real swell if you can go into the place and stand the smell.
Oh boy.
They sell everything from Snickers to hers. When they kill the cats, what do they do with the furs?
Yeah, and that great stuff. But again, the point is the shock value, that he's saying purposefully cheeky shit for you to react to. My problem is, even for racy, edgy boy lyrics, this verse is just not that funny or clever enough to justify for why it goes on for so damn long.
He got mad as hell, started turning red. I couldn't understand a word he said. He said,
oh my god, it just keeps going. Yeah, that's especially the problem with this last story. It gets 2 full verses to keep laying on the badly aged racial humor, split up by the racist as fuck Chinese gibberish interlude, and you're just exhausted with it by the end. Like, look, we all saw Do the Right Thing, so I think we're all aware of just how bad racial tensions were in 1980s New York. In fact, when I looked up what he had to say about this verse, he explained how there was a common feeling in the black community that Chinese restaurant owners would act rude or dismissive or assume they didn't have any money or something, so there was a specific general background tension that the song is playing on.
Didn't feel like being rude, so I ordered nice. He acted like he didn't hear me, so I ordered twice.
But when you think about how the actual story plays out, it just feels particularly stupid, and in order to explain, I have to get through some of these more racially insensitive bits, so bear with me.
She said $3.49. I reached for my money. I thought to myself, this chink talks funny.
Hilarious. But okay, here's the point where he's ordered the food and now he's gonna pay for it. Then this happens.
Do you want a soda? With your The Chinese sound like a broken tape recorder.
Just real brilliant observational humor.
I said that's okay, cause I'm on a diet. And the soda from here, you know I won't buy it.
So okay, to recap, what's happened is, he's in the middle of paying for the food, and the Chinese guy asks if he wants to add a soda, to which he gives a solid reason, just saying, hey, I'm on a diet. Then he just decides to add in the unnecessary comment about he'll never buy soda there, which, you know, not the meanest thing to say, especially relative to the previous shit he was saying before he started talking to the guy. But for some reason, that's what makes the Chinese guy start going off.
He got mad as hell, started turning red. I couldn't understand a word he said. He said,
okay, I don't think we need to repeat that bit. But yeah, that's the story of what's happened up to this point. He ordered his food, was about to just pay for it and go, but the clerk asked if he wanted a soda with it, and that's what led to this fight.
I said, hold up a minute, you're talking too fast. I'll break this glass and kick your damn ass.
Like, what, you're both just being pissy over not including a drink? I thought the fight was gonna be over the food. It's not like they made the drinks too. They're either Coke or Pepsi products or maybe some Chinese brand they imported, but that has nothing to do with their actual cooking. I mean, look, I'm not saying it would have made it less awkward, but at least if the joke was like, oh, he tried to take a bite of some food and a collar with the name Fluffy on it showed up on his fork, like, it would have been fucked up, but at least it would have been relevant to the racist point he was making. But currently, they're not mad at each other over anything food related. The conflict really starts when they both get irrationally angry over the simple fact of him not wanting to add a drink to the order. Damn, maybe that's a testament to just how bad racial tensions were.
So I reached into my drawers, put out my 45. That's when the whole Chinese joint came alive.
Like, wow, we're really about to have a falling down moment just because the Chinese guy asked him something he could have just said no to.
I said, look, you chink, your damn food stink.
Again, could have just said no thank you.
You can talk some shit to me because I want nothing to drink.
Okay, even in the song they admit it's not about the food, then what the hell? The verse then devolves into a bunch of 80s rap-isms for like the last 12 bars, completely dropping the story and making me feel like I just got sucked in and then spit out of a racist vortex of bad 80s rap storytelling.
You know, quit the ultimate. It's gonna be a way that I can rock and I can tell the people how to take it to the top.
Yeah, hip-hop, you don't stop and all that bullshit. Well, that's the episode. Leave a like if you like because it helps, comment if you have something to say because it helps even more, and hit the subscribe button because that's what helps the most. And if you want to make requests, of course, that's Ko-fi.com/rapcritic and Patreon.com/rapcritic to get all my content early and access to the Patreon Discord. So check all that fun stuff out and I'll catch you next time. Peace.